Welcome everyone to Cisco Canada's virtual kitchen show. I don't even know what to say here, but we are beyond levels of excited about our next guest and legend and unbelievable opportunity that we have right now to interview one of the greatest, I don't know, athletes ever. And I'm going to introduce my co-host today, and we're going to get started here and move into this. And I hope everyone enjoys as much as me and Kevin will. So welcome, Kevin, to our show. And how crazy is this today?
It's really exciting. It's really exciting to be part of this. Yeah.
Kevin's being so prim and proper. He was freaking out earlier, everybody. But we are super excited to have this next person. And he's in the green room right now. And we know he only has about 30 minutes to spend with us today. And we got some great questions. But we want to introduce this next person and unbelievable. So, Kev, let's do the honor and bring in Bo Jackson.
Welcome, Bo.
Welcome, guys. How's everybody going?
We are awesome. How are you?
I have a question. Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Why were you spazzing out about 5 minutes ago?
I mean, I don't want to go into super, big detail, but you're pretty awesome, man. Just really excited. Just we don't need to go into what it was like growing up, but
but I happened to chime in earlier than I was supposed to, and I'm just listening to you spaz out. I'm like, somebody give him some chocolate or something, calm him down.
Wow.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Bo, Kevin's always a little wired. Yeah. Kevin's always got a little extra caffeine in his coffee.
Really? That's what it is. Too much caffeine, huh?
Yes.
I hear you. All right. Well, then that explains it. That's explained it. Well, I'm good with that.
Awesome. Well, Bo, we just really appreciate you taking the time today and it's spending it with us. I know you're probably one of the busier people in the world. And we know this is just for us, it's so exciting. But we have some questions that we want to just ask you because we know a little bit. I was going to say a little bit about your past. We know who you are.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, right? When you can Wikipedia a person on our show and it's like you keep reading and you teach your kids about you. That's exciting. But we want to talk a little bit about your business and what got you into, because you're a huge foodie.
I am a huge foodie. I was a foodie before I knew what foodie meant. I was a foodie before I got involved in sports, period. But I've been in the kitchen cooking and experimenting and burning myself since I was about 5 years old.
Wow.
So my cooking skills go way beyond my athletic feats on the field.
And Bo, I just want to say, I know it's protein, but it was something about corn. I want to say I read about a cornbread skillet. What was or cast iron? Was
the first thing I ever cooked by myself with no help. This was when I was 5 years old. My sisters and them were in high school, and it was their job to come home every evening and cook the cornbread. And I'd watch my mother cook it day in and day out. Cornbread was a staple in our house. And there were some days when the only thing that we had to eat was cornbread with a little butter on it. And I watched my mom cook it every day. And she would make me sit in the kitchen so she could keep an eye on me and cook and watch our soap operas at the same time. Because if I wasn't in eyesight of her, I was probably doing something that would probably contribute to burning down the house or doing something drastic that I wasn't supposed to. So she made me sit in the kitchen and I watched her. And my sister gave me a whole quarter at 5 years old. So having a quarter back in the 60s at 5 years old was like being Bill Gates today for a kid. And she paid me a quarter to cook buttermilk cornbread. And I did. And I made it exactly like my mom made it.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, you know what, Bo? We're we're excited that you're a foodie because we're big
Thank you.
foodies here at Cisco,
Uh-huh.
right? We believe in foodie. We've even created a brand through these last 5 months because these last 5 months have been just tremendous in our industry.
Uh-huh.
And, everyone's dealing with it. We're all in this together. We created a brand called Foodies Unite, where it's bringing all us foodies together, like today on today's show,
Uh-huh.
where we all are getting to meet amazing people, but
Yes.
also to talk about food and talk about the love of food and talk about the food industry.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk a little bit about your food industry and what you're
My
doing.
food industry. Let's talk about Jackson and Partners.
Yes.
Wow. To be honest with you, Jackson and Partners is an innovative, dynamic new extension of one of my old visions that I had. Well, with Bo Jackson Signature Foods. And what we've done with Jackson and Partners is that we've taken a new approach to supply partners globally that's responsible not only for the environment, but also for their workforce in their communities. And one example of that is one of our partners is in the Philippines. And the initiative that they've taken in the Philippines is that 60% of their employees are how can I say this, are disabled.
Oh, wow.
And in some countries, disabled people are shunned, but our partners decide to take on those disabled people and put them in their workforce, and they are paid non-disabled wages, which means they make the same wages that the able people are making within that company. And those are issues that we like to push and that we want to help change that industry, because everybody that works hard deserves that type of pay.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. It is so important that,
Yes.
but your company's doing that. And that's what's amazing about it.
Yes, but we are actually doing that by partnering with companies that have taken on that initiative. And it's something that everybody should look at. But it's something that's actually growing. And Jackson and Partners want to be a part of that. Hands down.
That's awesome. That's outstanding. It is something that I know when I look at I got introduced to Jackson Partners a little while ago, and just to see what you guys do and your brands and your standards and your branding and your products, it's top shelf all through. And what you're doing within supporting initiatives like this and doing things and getting out there and talking about it, that's huge for the industry, for the food business. It is huge.
Well, it is huge, Jess, and I can tell you this. Our products are well thought out, meaning that they have to be value solutions, and they got to be up to our standards, which means that in our company, I am involved. Being the CEO, I am very involved with our R&D, and as you could tell, I don't allow somebody to sample my products. I'm out there sampling products too, and it shows. So I'm about 45 to 50 pounds bigger than I was when I played. So I've been doing a lot of sampling.
Hey, Bo, just so you know, Bo, I've been doing a lot of sampling over my 16 years at Cisco as well, buddy. I had a little girly figure like Kevin over here at one time as well.
Yes. So but the thing about it, even though I wear the CEO hat, and I will tell you, I am the CEO. I am one of the faces of my company. I have a great company. I have a wonderful CFO. I have a wonderful head of sales and my CDO, Alex Cook. We have two offices This office here is in Illinois, and our other office is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we want to make a difference. We want to do things in a way to make the country, to make the world notice what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But actually with Jackson and Partners, we want to make sure the people that we're dealing with, we have a saying at our company, is that the end user of my products have to be treated like gold, which means they are the most important asset of Jackson and Partners, because without them, we don't have a company.
Wow.
Love that.
So that's just how it is. If you take your products for granted and just think those products are going to fly off of the shelf, you are sadly mistaken.
No, you're right though, and it's so nice to hear that you're involved in that, right? And you see it, but you see that, and you see it in your product. You see it when you look at your marketing and your ads. You're right there, Bo. You're commenting. It's you talking about your products. It's not a marketing agency or anything like that. You're doing that, which is amazing.
Well, but I have also learned coming out of college is that, if you want to be successful in any business, you have to surround yourself with smarter business people, period. Mm-hmm. So I am actually learning every day. I'm learning every day from the sales side, from the marketing side, from the numbers side. I'm all in. Just like no less than an hour ago, I went to the supermarket to get snacks for the office. Do you know of any other CEO around the country is making a snack run?
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but no, Bo, I don't.
There you go.
I mean, I want my bosses to watch this, but you know.
There you go. There you go. So I'm all in. You have to be. I'm all in because I want my employees to be comfortable. I want my business partners to be comfortable. I want the people that we're doing business with, the companies, to be comfortable with us. From the standpoint, they can call us anytime, day or night, because we are dealing with other countries to where at midnight for us, it's midday for them. So we are up all time of night on the phone, sometimes pulling all-nighters, working out situations and problems and so forth and so on, because they are depending on us and we are depending on them. So we have to work together to make sure we achieve our goal. And as I say, it always go back to pleasing that end user. Yeah. And if we can do that, we're successful. We won the World Series. We won the Super Bowl. That's all that matters.
Love that.
Wow. Kev, over to you.
Well, okay, so a couple things, and he's kind of answered it already, but I still want to ask him. I want to circle back there for a second, Bo, because I do want to clarify for people. I did a little bit of research and reading, and what I liked, obviously quality, the people you deal with all is really important, but I liked, yes, you're out there sampling. I like that you stated, I don't want you buying products just because I'm Bo. I want you buying my products because they're good products and they're from good people, right? Like, I thought that was really important.
If you knew how many meetings that I've been in over the years pushing my products, and I look that customer, I look that head of the meat department in the supermarket, I look the buyer for this company in the eye. And seriously, I tell them like this. I say, look, if you buy my product just because my name and face is on it, I say, you are an idiot. I say, I want that product to sell itself. Yes, I want my name and this mug to attract you to that product. I want you to say, like everybody else say, oh, well, I see it. This is a new product. Well, I'm going to take it home and try it out to see what it is. And then once you get home, that product will sell itself. That product will sell itself. And I got a customer for life, period. Because number one, it's going to be, I hope that it's going to be priced right there in the price range to where that end user is comfortable. I hope they like the packaging. I hope, and number one, I know that they are going to love that product. I know that they're going to love that product because I did a lot of sampling on it. I sample it with my kids. I get my employees to take it home and let their kids sample it. And one thing just about kids have no filters. If they don't like it, they will tell you.
Yes, you are bang on.
Yes.
And they are great, and they are great for feedback.
Yes, absolutely. So yes, I want my product to sell itself. Now, I'll tell you one thing that I do. One thing that I do is that any end user that takes on my product, I try to communicate with them. Not my marketing guy, not my sales guy, not the brokers and so forth and so on. I say, give me that end user's number. And it could be the CEO of a restaurant chain, or it could be the head buyer of that restaurant chain. It could be the head buyer for the meat department in a supermarket or anything. I pick up the phone and I call that guy. And I know that you are going to laugh at this, but I have been hung up on about 50 times because that person thought I was somebody in the supermarket playing a joke on them. So they hang up on me and I have to call back and tell them who I am and so forth and so on. I have to convince them first and then they believe it. And I just tell them, I said, thank you for allowing me to present my product in your meat section. I said, thank you for allowing me to put my product behind your case. And if I could ever do anything for you, that number that's on your caller ID is a number to my desk. Call me. If you have any problems getting in touch with our broker or getting in touch with anybody, I said, you call this number right here, it'll ring my desk. And if I don't answer it, my CFO will. So everybody's, wow, that is a breath of fresh air. Thank you very much. And that's how I form business relationships, not just with the company, but with the people that's keeping that company afloat.
Bo, I don't want to, maybe Jay wants to say it, but I just want to say you practice what you preach, because setting this call up, it was you. It wasn't anybody else setting it up. You're like, hey.
No, Bo called me, Kevin.
I know. Trust me, I remember what you said when Bo Jackson was on your phone.
I am a little anal. I'm a little anal about being punctual. And yes, I called Jay yesterday because I asked my head of sales if he knew what time this podcast was going to take place. And he said, no. He actually said, no, but I'll find out. And I said, no. I said, I have Jay's number. I'll call Jay myself. I'll call Jay myself because I want to make sure that I'm there at the right time, because I'm on Central Time and I know that you're on Eastern Time. So I said, I need to make this call myself.
Yeah, it's awesome, Bo. We just can't appreciate it. I don't know about you, Kev, but I don't know if you've ever had Bo Jackson call you.
No.
Right? Like I was in a meeting, I dropped everything. I was like, sorry, I gotta take this. It's incredible. So Bo, when you think about this and you want to give advice, I think that's what you're doing right now, is you're giving people advice. And there's a lot of startups that are happening right now after COVID. We see all these smaller companies starting up. Is there anything else you want to just mention to them as they start up and they want to pursue the food world? Is there anything that you want to give them as a little bit of advice from Bo? Because you're paving it properly from what me and Kevin have always talked about. Me and Kevin have had many late night talks about how business should be run, and you're exactly preaching what me and Kev always talk about. But what else do you want to tell these entrepreneurs? I
don't consider myself a successful businessman. I would actually rather for my colleagues and other people to bestow that title up on me. But the thing that I know is, like I said, I try to do business the right way. I try to partner with companies like Cisco. Like Cisco. Hey, I am an influencer with Cisco. And we are pushing the initiative is that no kid go hungry. Not only am I doing business, but I'm also trying to give back. We are actually making sure that the families of the food service industry have been taken care of because of all of this stuff with COVID. So there is more than just going out there, starting a company and being successful. You got to give back. And once you've gotten comfortable to where you are you're in that park or in the ballpark of being successful, reach back and help somebody else come up that ladder. Because trust me, it's hard. We've had plenty of nights to where we said we are trying to figure out problems before they get to be big problems. It's good to solve your problems when they're small, because when they're big, they affect everybody. But in the last thing that Jackson and Partners want to do is look like idiots, especially to somebody like Cisco. Cisco has been I have been part of the Cisco family since the early mid 90s with my first vision. Cisco was there for me. Cisco helped me get to the point where I was help feeding the troops in the Middle East. Cisco is the reason that I went to the Middle East 3 Super Bowls straight to spend a week with our troops, to break up the monotony there and just hang out with our troops and have fun and watching the Super Bowl. And till this day, I'm still associated with Cisco. So Cisco's been very good to me, and not only myself, but my company is happy as kids on Christmas morning that we are going to be able to come into Canada and do business with Cisco Canada, and actually see what we could do there, to see can we bring some of our products there. Our line of products that we have is, like I said, they're all protein-based products. We have a crab line, which is called Pro Crab. We have a shrimp line, which is called All Star Sideliners. We have ready-to-eat meals, and we are into the plant-based products. So we're trying.
I wanted to know if I could ask you about that today. I'm like, that's awesome. It's good to hear.
Yes, we are actually doing things. We aren't here to try to turn the food industry upside down, but we just want to make a difference. We want the world to see that there is a different way that we can do things in the food industry and make it work and be successful at it.
So on that note, I just you've kind of been through some of the things we want to ask you. Do you just through the research and what you know so far about Canada, do you have any questions or any things you would want to say to the Canadian marketing world, about that coming up and that, do you have anything to say? Because I mean, obviously our markets in some ways can be different, right?
Yes, our markets are very different from the standpoint between the two countries. We have different palates. When it comes to countries say the Americans, we have too many additives in our products, and other countries are somewhat plain. But the thing that we feel is more sophisticated, but is that we want to come out there and present the people in Canada with a chemical-free product,
Mhm.
unique flavors. Those are some of the things that we're looking at. We aren't just looking at, like I said earlier, just getting our products here in the United States and trying to force them on somebody else. We would never do that. We have done our research, but we do our research and everything. And the thing that we want to do is that we want to bring you a different product that's palatable
Mhm.
to Canada, and hope that you enjoy it. Because number one, we want to give it to you at a decent price. And if it's at a decent price and it's a quality product, guess what? At the end of the day, the shelves are clear. And that's what everybody wants in the industry.
I like that. I've heard that one before. It's good.
Yeah, we got to patent that one, Kev. We haven't heard
Yeah.
that one before.
Well, I
Bo.
think it's his. I don't know if we can, but
There'll be royalties.
I will
on
use
that
it
one.
and I will properly quote it for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, Bo, thanks again for what you're doing. Canada is ready for your products up here, and we're working with your team and our team up here because I believe it's ready, and we're ready for it. We're excited about it, and we just can't wait.
Well, I tell you what, when we get things up and running and get everything situated, but in Canada, when I'm up there, but I'm gonna have to come by your studio if we can get past this COVID thing.
Yeah,
If we can
we'll
past
get
this
by
COVID
it.
thing.
When?
So,
Yes. When?
But Kevin, you have to stop spazzing out on me. Please stop spazzing out.
Bo,
I promise. Bo, I promise. And I don't make promises lightly. Okay. Especially when I'm talking to Bo Jackson.
I know.
So
That's awesome.
Just so Jay, it's your responsibility to make sure he don't spaz out. All right.
I've been trying for years, Bo.
Really?
I've been trying for years.
It's 24
It is. I
hours.
assure you, it is authentic though. Like this is me. This is who I am. And I honestly, I back to what Jay said about Canada's ready. We're also, I don't want to just say ready. I'm as much or more excited to hear about the way you run a business and what you want for people, because I don't like that. That is something I'm very proud about our country and our market is that we're, and I want that message to continue to be loud and clear to people. Right.
Well, the thing about it is I can sum it up with one statement that my mother always said to us, and I am the 8th of 10 kids. And my mother always told us, grew up very poor. My mother always told us, treat people like you want to be treated. And that's it. And the rest, and life is easy. If you can do that, everything else is a piece of cake. Give respect where respect is given.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and that's
Kev,
in business, everything.
Bo, we cannot more agree with you on that.
Nope, couldn't agree
that's such
more.
a great way to finish this show today.
Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
This is awesome. Thank you.
You know what?
Really
This is a highlight. We got to put this in the.
It's going in the vault. It's going in the vault.
It's going in the vault. But Bo, could you do one little thing for me?
What's
Could
that?
you just shout out to Brad Fair? He started playing football up here because of you. And when he emailed me as soon as he heard you're on the show. You'd say hi to Brad for us.
Brad, what's his last name?
Fair.
Brad Fair.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Brad Fair. This is Bo Jackson. I hope that you're in good spirits and healthy.
Awesome. Well, Bo, I'm sure Brad will be emailing me later. But thanks again. You know what, Kevin? Thank you for your time as well. But Bo, we can't wait till you come up here.
Thank you.
You drop by our studio any day. And thanks so much for being just amazing and one heck of a legend.
Yeah.
And
Thank you, guys. I
It was a great
appreciate it.
chat. Really appreciate it.
You all have a nice afternoon.
Stay safe.
I will do that.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.